Hi guys, we're back from the break with Rigo Arce.
I think they're missing out. You know, the breaks are better than the show.
They are.
We have more
absolutely.
fun during break than we
Just keep
been
it
on the
running
show.
live. Just keep going.
Rigo Pest Prevention. And to just finish up, we were talking about rodents increasing right now at this time of the year. Is it this time of year or just happening?
Yeah, no, definitely the wintertime they really increase.
And let's be honest, it was 100 degrees on Saturday.
It was 100 degrees on Sunday.
A Sunday?
And Sunday.
Oh, is that when you had your your
it was
triathlon?
Ironman.
Yeah.
At Tempe Town.
Gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, there, as I mentioned, I think previously on your program, the rodents are just increasing dramatically year by year in Tucson and abroad. But definitely in the winter, back to that multiple causation phrase, the food sources are starting to dry out, and the temperatures are changing. And not only that, but you have a lot more activity, a lot more residents. The snowbirds are here. So there's moisture, there's food, there's just, overall activity. And so the rodents are attracted to our homes.
Right.
So again, back to land development, right? We're building more and more communities. We're taking away their vegetation, their habitation. And we've made a little bit of a dilemma here in the Tucson market with these rodents. And a pest, by definition, is anything that competes with man. That's the phrase. That's actually the definition for a pest. Well, rodents compete with man. They want harborage. They need food source, shelter.
Right.
And we give them a good location. They're called attics and crawl spaces. Yeah.
We don't have all that many attics.
Well, I'm using that term sort of loosely. No, but we have quite a few, actually. I mean, unless it's a flat roof, and even then, there's a little bit of space.
Yes.
Between
enough
the
for
ceiling.
them, not for us.
Exactly.
Anybody has a vaulted ceiling, you pretty much have some kind of space.
Yeah,
in there
vaulted
somewhere.
ceiling is about the only thing that's really going to, be almost rodent-free. But yeah, the worst challenges are the ones where it's a flat roof, but you still have that void above the ceiling. Oh man, getting rid of them is really brutal.
So when it comes to rodents and things like scorpions, which ones are the ones that you see one, it could be just the random rogue guy that came to visit you versus you have a problem?
Well, it really applies to both. Scorpions do travel solitary. They can mate. They do mate for life, and so you can have scorpions that are together. But one scorpion does not indicate you have multiple scorpions. It is, for the most part, an invasionary insect that got in. But that's not always the case. Again, it's you can't predict. But as a general rule, one scorpion doesn't indicate that you have a whole bunch. The same is true with rodents, particularly pack rat. Pack rats are very territorial. One pack rat does not indicate you have 20 pack rats. However, field mice are a little different. Field mice, you could have easily multiple mice, frequenting up and down that, in that attic space. So it varies a little with the rodents, but for the most part, most of our insects that are outdoors invade, and they're usually alone or a couple or something like that. Your insects that really group in population as like a social insect that spreads are going to be, your German roaches, ticks and fleas, even mice. Now, a house mouse, forget it. They'll just breed like rabbits, and that thing will just explode. So those, for sure, you could suffer a real infestation. So
when you're thinking about remodeling, that's one of the things you should be thinking about, making sure you get someone to come out there and take a look at it. Or have preventive termite treatment, and also look at rodents. Yeah,
in fact, I just looked at a home the other day, and they had termites in the most amazing master bathroom I've seen in a while. And they just had it done like months before, 6 months, 5 months, something like that. They now have a termite issue. They didn't do any preventative work. They had the floors exposed, everything like that, and they put down this beautiful marble tile and so forth. And now we have to strategically try to think how to get liquid underneath that slab to stop the termites. If they had taken some steps prior to laying all that gorgeous flooring down and the shower and all that, they would have had some fresh product working for them. So I always recommend to anybody that I talk to, customer or not a customer, if you're going to do remodeling, take advantage of the exposed floors and walls. Get some preventative work done. It's the best time to do it. Frankly, it's the cheapest time to do it. And then when you're done with your project, you don't have to have this fear that, now we got to bring in some drills and start drilling through your beautiful stuff, so yeah.
We talk a lot about the problems that you see, but we don't talk a lot about how you approach the treatment for those things.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone does have evidence of termites, what is it that you're coming in and doing?
Well, ultimately I call it CSI. You have to decide and do some investigation on how did they breach that structure,
Wow.
And you use your educated, best guess as to construction type, the insect, obviously, in this case, subterranean termites coming from the earth, coming up, and you think, just intellectually, we believe they came from here. Now you begin to look at the construction and what can you do? Do you have to go through a wall, through a floor? Do you have to work from the outside, go underneath?
Mm-hmm.
You have to make the best decisions based on what's available to you, based on the construction and so forth. So technique and application is all based on first evaluating the situation, determining where you believe the breach took place, and then getting that liquid to that area in the most safe and non-invasive manner possible.
And when are they looking at a spot treatment versus like a whole house treatment?
Real two big factors, maybe three. The first one, budget. Budget's a big issue with folks. The second one is the severity of the infestation. And then the third is, the peace of mind of the consumer. What do they want? Do they feel very comfortable just getting it's kind of a small area treated and, warranty the rest of the home? Or do they want that peace of mind knowing there's fresh product around the entire structure and they feel good about that, So you have to weigh all these different factors and communicate with your client and see which one's best for them.
And once that treatment has been completed, how often do you recommend that they have you come out and take a look at the house?
Well, minimally once a year. That's a standard in our industry, with termite inspections. I'm a big advocate of twice a year. I like having an inspection or recommended inspection, one after the winter rains,
right.
So, springtime, and then sometime mid to late fall after the monsoon rains. So 2 a year. That's my advice.
We're heading to the break. You're here with Rigo Arce, the owner of Rigo Pest Prevention. We appreciate it. We got one more segment. We want to talk to Rigo about some pest control issues and maybe talk about commercial service, some things you do around.
You bet.
You're doing around the town.
Yeah.
You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Ray Smith, Sandra Johnson, and Danielle Johnson. We're the Johnson Smith team with Indy Realty, located at 7255 East Tango Verde. Come by and stop by and see us so we can help you out.